Let's move on now to other stories. As South African President Jacob Zuma survives his 8th no-confidence vote, the opposition Democratic Alliance says it will push for Parliament to be dissolved and for early elections to be held. More than 30 ANC members apparently voted to support the motion against the president, but it eventually failed. Protests were also held across the country for and against the president as the members of parliament voted yesterday. Mr. Zuma is due to step down after general elections in 2019. Our South Africa Bureau Chief Betty Dibia reports from Cape Town.
During the debate, the words were passionate on all sides.
Act courageously for our people or courageously for Jacob Zuma. Act courageously for our people.
The ANC rejects this motion with the contempt it deserves. I thank you.
We are rising against those who have surrendered the people's power into a family of foreigners. That's what brings us here today.
And crunch time, this is what the secret ballot delivered.
The total votes, 384. The yes, 177. The no, 198. And there were 9 abstentions.
We are happy that it has now happened, and as we had promised the people of our country that we will not sell out on our revolution, this motion of removing our government and our president has been defeated.
The next step is an impeachment case which is going on. The next step is his, in a month's time, appeal on 700 and something charges against him. He will never rest.
The opposition parties have described this as a hollow victory for the ANC. But with this outcome, President Jacob Zuma essentially remains the president of the country, with his cabinet intact, except he decides to do a reshuffle. But with the persisting concerns over state capture and other allegations of corruption, there will be no let-up in the pressure from his critics. And who knows, from what we've heard from opposition parties, we may just be back here very soon for a similar vote like this. From the Parliament of South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
10 football fans have been arrested in Senegal in connection with a stampede last month that killed 8 people at a match in the capital, Dakar. The police say all 10 are supporters of a local team union, Sportive Wakam. They were being held on suspicion of murder and premeditated assault. Stade Dembour were playing Union Sportive Wakam when a wall at the stadium collapsed, killing 8 people and injuring almost 90. It fell after fighting began between rival fans, and police responded with tear gas, with the stampede ensuing. Now, Tunisian security forces say they've killed 2 suspected Islamist militants in an ambush in a mountainous area near the Algerian border. One of those killed is said to have been a senior commander of a group known as Okba bin Nafa, which has links with Al-Qaeda. Last week, the UK government praised Tunisia for its work on improving security at its airports and holiday resorts. In 2015, dozens of tourists were killed in jihadist attacks in Tunisia. 4 Egyptian policemen have been killed after gunmen fired at a patrol car in the northern Sinai city of Al-Arish. Authorities in Arish, the capital of North Sinai province, were on the hunt for the attackers. Attacks on security forces have been frequent in Egypt since the army, led by General-turned-President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, ousted Muslim Brotherhood President Mohamed Morsi in 2013 after mass protests against his rule. The violence has been concentrated in the Sinai Peninsula, where Egypt is fighting an insurgency, but has also expanded to hit Egypt's Coptic Christians, the country's largest minority. On Tuesday, a group of gunmen killed 2 police officers and wounded another in a village north of Cairo. The UN has warned that inaction in the Democratic Republic of Congo will have dramatic consequences on the people and the region following a year of escalating violence in the country's Kasai region. The UN Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordination, that's Stephen O'Brien, says that the most of the affected communities in the Kasai region have been left with no means of survival. Much of the country has been engulfed in violence, with hundreds of people killed and millions more displaced amid a political crisis caused by President Joseph Kabila's refusal to step down when his constitutional mandate expires in December. Coming up on Network Africa, a South African visual activist explores struggles that women in the country face. That's in a moment. Do join us again.